Brenden, of course, you're on loan at Union Berlin from Leeds. I'm sure when you had the choice to make the move, there were probably some other options, opportunities out there as well. Why Union Berlin? Why the Bundesliga?
Yeah, it stood out to me. I think that, first of all, I've always wanted to play in the Bundesliga. I think it's a fantastic league. I think that the style of football really suits me, and I just really like it a lot. And yeah, with Union, I think it was a great decision because I felt like in the moment, I felt like it was a special club. They've been through so much, and from the past years, it's just been better, better, better. And yeah, I think that was the original plan, was to start the way we started, but it hasn't gone to plan, and that's football at the end of the day. But making the decision, I'm proud of it, and yeah, it's been great so far. I've learned a lot.
Plus, you get that Champions League football. I mean, that surely must have played a factor.
Yeah,
I'm thinking for you, though, like, it can't be the overwhelming factor, right? Because you've been to the Champions League. People forget, like, you've already been down this road. But, what are those Champions League nights like for you when you're in the starting 11 for a game against, for instance, the other day, Napoli?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I think Champions League has always been, like, since I played in Salzburg, I played Champions League nights. They don't feel like any other, playing in the games, being on the biggest stage in the world. It's a giant competition, and I'm just so grateful and so thankful to be a part of it. And yeah, it's just dream come true every single time I can step out on the pitch and hear that anthem.
We mentioned you're on loan from Leeds. You've now had some time to kind of look back on your moment there. Of course, you're still a Leeds player, so I guess you don't want to close the door to anything. But as you look back, do you have a better sense of kind of what happened there?
I mean, I can't say that. I can't put a finger on what went wrong. I think that, first of all, it was a long season. It was a World Cup season too. I felt like we started great the first half year. I mean, individually, I felt like I had played some of the best football of my career. The goals and assists might have not have been coming in at the moment, but the overall play, I felt really good, and I felt like I was doing really well. And yeah, I think then World Cup comes around, and I think when we came back, I think we started to lose what we had in the beginning of the season. And you know how it is. I think football, at the end of the day, there's ups and downs, and we were going through a down, and the confidence starts to go down from the team. And listen, I think confidence is everything. We're going through a moment right here where we just need confidence, positivity, and that's what powers teams at the end of the day.
What was it like being there with all the Americans? You had Weston, you had Tyler for a while, you had Jesse Marsh. Was that, net positive, net negative? Like, how did you feel being there as one of those guys?
No, it was amazing. First off, being there with like Tyler for the first part of the season, me and him, I think that our connection grew so much. I mean, I would like to even say he's my bigger brother. We were always together, spending a lot of time off the field, going golfing, going over to each other's houses and stuff, getting things to eat. He's an amazing guy, and I really loved being at the club with him. He was awesome. And then with Jesse, he was a great coach to me. He believed in me. He helped me so much as a player, and I have a lot of respect for him. And then Weston coming at the end was great. Having another guy there that I know really well. And I think our connection grew too, because you're seeing these guys every single day, not like you're just spending like 10 days with them. And yeah, it was really good, and I'm grateful for that time, and I've learned so much from it, really.
Speaking of Americans, Brenden, what about the national team? You came off the bench twice during the last international window. How do you see your role with the U.S.?
Yeah, I think for me I always want to play. I always want to do the best I can. I always want to be a starter. I think that's what everybody wants to be. But yeah, I mean, I'm pushing towards being the best player I can be, and I always want to help the team at the end of the day too. So if that means coming off the bench and helping the team, then that's what I want to do. And I want to help the team and make the coaches proud and do what I'm supposed to do at the end of the day, and then just continually get better and better.
We're 10 months, I guess, now removed from the World Cup. Do you have a perspective on it that's changed at all since we came back from Qatar?
I mean, what an experience. I mean, like, really, like, to look back on it and feel like that was 10 months ago is like a fever dream almost, because it goes by like this and you don't really think that, But it was an amazing experience. I enjoyed every moment of it. Being with the guys, playing in the games, just the aura of the tournament was just, it was really, really amazing. And to say that I played in a World Cup is amazing to say too.
We'll finish up here with just a few more questions on the national team. Of course, Gregg Berhalter was the guy that picked you for the World Cup. He came back. What have the vibes been around the team since Berhalter, rejoined you guys?
Yeah, it's been great. I think the vibe of the team has been amazing. I think we've started where we left off. And I think that even during that time period that he wasn't there, I think that the team grew and we were doing the same things that we were doing with Gregg there, the same tactics, the same way that we wanted to play. And I think when it came in, it was just an easy transition back into it. I think that it was really smooth, and it's great to see him back.
That game against Germany, were there some guys in your locker room talking trash?
Yeah, there was. Like, Robin and Kevin Behrens were, of course, I saw them a little bit before the game too, and they were joking around because when they pulled up to the stadium, this is probably one of the best pull up to the stadiums I've ever played. I haven't played in UConn Stadium yet, but to see the American way of everybody barbecuing outside, throwing a football or passing the soccer ball around. It was really awesome to see because I remember doing that as a kid too, and they were just joking around about how that's the most American thing ever, to the tailgating of it and the barbecue and stuff like that. So I thought that was fun.
So everybody looked at that game and they say, all right, based on this result, this is what we think the team can achieve in 2026. That's what everybody's focused on, the next World Cup. What do you think the group can achieve in the 2026 World Cup?
I think the group can achieve, a lot of things. I think the group is super talented. I think the connections that we all have is really strong. I think that it's just a great group of guys, and I think that, you see it now. Everybody's playing in top clubs around the world and in Europe, and it's great to see. And I think that the team's only going to get better and better.